Hey, what's up, everybody, man? So we're right back with another episode of Down to 216. It's episode 4 now. And we here with Will, man.
What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing? Episode 4, back and better. Let's get into it, y'all.
So, my name Pip. Y'all should know my name by now. But we're about to get right into it, man. So, first thing we want to talk about is the Ayuk. It's been rumors that the Browns are front runners for Ayuk. It's a lot of pretty much, a lot of people were saying that pretty much we was gonna get Ayuk when Amari Cooper was holding out. It was a lot of traction on that. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about us potentially getting Ayuk, or do you think we should
I
get
feel
him?
like it's very. I feel like it's a little strange now that it's popping up after we re-signed Coop. I think Andrew Berry is on to some. I think the Cleveland Browns is on to some. I think it's weird that Mary Kay is talking about it as much, and now that the report's coming up, I don't know if it's a grand slam or like a guarantee we get Brandon. But I think it's definitely something there. I think the Browns are definitely in the mix, and if we got to really look at the horizon of teams that's able to get him. You know, it's Pittsburgh, it's New England. A lot of these teams got a lot of cap issues and stuff going on right now. So it's gonna be very interesting
I
seeing
don't
it.
think New England got no cap issues though, man. They shouldn't have no cap. They don't even got no talent.
They should have been got him then. Maybe he got to go to. I think he gonna go wherever pays him. So maybe they just want maybe ready to make the assets or move make or do the deal. But I know Pittsburgh was in the mix. It's really us, Pittsburgh and New England. So I wouldn't want to go to New England. You got to play with
Yeah,
Drake May and Joe Milton. Ain't that's bro name Joe Milton?
they talking about
They said Joe
Jacoby
Milton not
Brissett.
playing him.
Yeah, I did hear that. That's crazy.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, they drafted him in the sixth round. But they said that he always be like this. They say he been like this in college. So basically, like a practice player for real, for real. That's what they saying. So that's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
But they got Brissett though. Brissett about to be the starter for real, unless May just be turned. But I think Brissett about to be the starter week 1 though.
I don't know, but just getting back to Brandon, I think if you get him with Coop, that's a very dangerous roster. That's almost like it will remind me of what the Philadelphia Eagles did when they went and got AJ Brown, but they had Devonta Smith already, and Amari Cooper is way better than Devonta Smith. So bringing them over would be contending with the Bengals as far as the best wide receiver core room or best wide receiver duo in football. So it'll take the Browns to put the Browns over the top. How much does that add to winning? I think it adds a lot. You know, if you really look at all the positions on the offensive side of the ball that you can upgrade right now, outside of receiver and offensive line, there's not a lot of significant upgrades you can make to this roster. Of course, you could say quarterback, but that's up to be seen. So
Yeah,
I think it will take it there with Brandon Aiyuk. I think it would take him over the top. I think it'd be similar to getting like another weapon almost I won't say with like the Warriors getting KD because they're not that good or not that unfair of advantage as that was, but it'd be something on the level of like when AJ Brown came over to the Eagles and they had that overpowered defense, that overpowered offense, and they had that 1 year to go do it. And we seen what happened. They fell into they ran into Pat Mahomes. So hopefully that don't happen to us.
yeah. I feel like, man. I feel like it'd be nice to have him for sure though. Like you said, it'd be a good duo because outside of Amari Cooper, it's a lot of question marks. Like, yeah, we get up here and get excited about Jerry Judy, we get excited about Elijah Moore and shit like that, but these are question marks. Like these are question marks at the end of the day. We got Njoku, but we bring in Ayuk. We seen what Ayuk can do. He doesn't even have to necessarily be a wide receiver 1. He could just be the wide receiver 2. And we've seen that he's thrived as the wide receiver 2. We've seen he's thrived as like, the fourth or fifth option on the offense in general. So, bringing him in would be good, but I feel like it's a little bit unrealistic, man. Like, you gotta think long term. Like the Browns, they just gave Coop a fully guaranteed deal, 5 plus 5 M's. So obviously they're ready to commit to Cooper for the rest of the year at least, which is not really too crazy because he already probably with 20 M's anyway. But we gotta also pay Jeremiah Kumar. That his contract coming up. They've been in talks, so we definitely got to pay him. He gonna get paid decently, especially since he's on the path to stardom. Then we got Mark Shiesty. He about to get paid soon too. So we got him up. Eventually, we gonna have to start negotiating with Wyatt Teller if we want to keep him around. Like we gotta start paying other dudes as well, and we gotta just keep money for other, investments. And it just wouldn't really make sense to bring a guy in that want 30 M's a year. Like he want them 30 M's. He's serious about that shit. You feel me?
He gonna
So
get his 30 M's.
I don't think we the ones that should give him the 30 M's. So if it went for the 30 M's, if he willing to compromise like a little bit 25 ball or something, then we can do that. But you know, I don't think it's a realistic thing that we gonna get Ayuk. It sounds great. It will be great, but I just don't think it really makes sense long term. Like I think they go take the draft route with a receiver moving forward.
Yeah, it's all up for debate. Of course, they could always take a offensive lineman with that first round pick, and if you get Ayuk, you're pretty much chalking up that pick. So you know, but as far as like the long term stuff, I don't think that's that big of a deal. They got Coop on a year deal, a 1 year deal. After this season, you got Ayuk and Watson. Um, I know Miles Garrett is gonna be due eventually. Denzel Ward just got paid. I think you got Njoku, but there's not a lot of guys on the books. I think they'll still be able to pay him. It's just you pretty much betting on Brandon Aiyuk and betting on the market. Do you think the market was gonna make it to eventually where wide receivers is gonna be getting 40 M's? If they're gonna be getting 40 M's, you can pay Brandon Aiyuk 30. You know what I'm saying? You can give him 30 if everybody gonna be getting 40, but if everybody's getting 30 as the max, he shouldn't get the max. So that's where I come from with it. I think if you give him 30 and like the max is 38, I'm cool with it. But I don't think he should be paid as the number one wide receiver in the league until he's playing like it. Um, but that's the risk that they're gonna have to take. They took that risk with Jerry Jeudy, so they should be able to take that risk with Brandon Aiyuk at the end of the day. So it shouldn't be an excuse for it. They should be able to bring him over if they want him. They'll get him. So I mean, we're gonna see.
But they chose to give Jerry Judy some money. He wasn't asking
You
for
gotta
no
think
money.
though, man. The Browns be after the same dudes. They was after Jerry Jeudy for a very long time.
Yeah.
They've been linked to Brandon Aiyuk for a minute. They was linked to Coop for a minute. They was linked to Deshaun for a little second. So they usually get their guys on a cheaper price than what we usually expect them to. So maybe they get them on like a 29 or a 28.5 plus incentives and it work out for us. So I don't know. We're gonna see though. It's very interesting. I think if you do got to get a Brandon Ayuk, even if I am Brandon Ayuk, you got to do that now though. I mean, like it's the start of training camp, and you
Yeah.
bring him over. I mean, he's essentially your number one receiver, right? So how are you gonna run a whole training camp and
I
prepare this
wouldn't
offense?
say he number one though. I'd say he number two for sure though. I'd definitely
What
say he
what
number
what
two.
does the contract say? What does the contract say?
I mean, the contract can say what it say, but he not. He not. No, he not number two here. He wouldn't be number two. I mean, he wouldn't be number one. He'd be number two, bro.
Bro, we gotta think though. He's getting paid 30 mil. Amari Cooper is getting 25, bro. That's it right
No,
there.
I feel. I mean, I
That's it
feel it
right
though.
there.
He would long term be the number one. But I feel like this year he would be number two.
If he not better than Amari Cooper this year, he shouldn't get 30 mil. Period point blank. If he
I
can't be better
mean,
than Amari Cooper right now today, he should not get 30 mil. What are we trading for him if he's not better than what we already have? That don't even make logical sense. That's doing too much. Like that don't even make sense. I think he's definitely gonna get lead us in targets if he gets traded to us. So I think we disagree on that, but I think he's definitely gonna end up getting
uh,
like at least 30, and they gonna have to feed him. Like they got to, cause man, y'all was mad about the Sean contract when Brandon Aiyuk had one of them two catches for 40-yard games and he getting paid 30 mil. Y'all gonna be mad.
I mean, we
We
seen it in
running
the
football
past with
here.
Odell. Just saying.
We running football here. Like, what did we get Odell for? To run the football? Like, I just don't be understanding what we be doing. We just be doing shit. Like, I don't know. That's why. But hey, we are here, so we gonna see. And all the Jerry Judy slander. I'm gonna just bring it up after every game he has good. Like, hey, see, Judy, 100 yards, TD.
I want him to do good. He
Judy.
here, though. I want him to do good, but if he do bad, I'm gonna say something. I don't like him. You feel me? I just don't. I just don't. I don't like his game. He runs great routes. You feel me? I don't like his game. I can't. Like today, he made. And we gonna touch on that later in the video. But
Man, he was
he
making
was
plays
cool.
today, man. He catch that ball like that, he might get 1,000 yards. Y'all gonna hate
I
me.
mean, we can make this. Yeah, I mean, shit. The
Y'all
training camp
gonna.
video, it looked good. I know you sent me the video about Mark Emerson clamping though, man. I ain't really watched the video, but
Yeah, he had him on like the boundary, and he ran a route like the boy. He ran a he clipped him so bad like that the ball was nowhere near his vicinity, and they was all the way out of bounds. Like it was like he clamped him
oh
off the
yeah.
field. It was one of those type of, but they was going back and forth. That was cool little practice. But
I don't think Jerry Judy go get boxed because, like I said, he could run routes. So him getting open should be a problem. I'm just concerned about in game time when he about to get when the defenders there, he about to get hit, or when it comes to actual catches that take skill, like more skill. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna drop it? Is he gonna catch it? You feel me?
you gotta think though, man. He's the third option here. He was the number one option in Denver. He is not gonna have those same difficulty catches that he had here. He's not. He's gonna be open. He's gonna get. He's gonna be productive. He's gonna be open, and they're not gonna be able to double him. So I don't know. We're gonna see. He's catching an easier football from Deshaun Watson than he would from Russ, than he would from Drew Lock. He's playing with the best quarterback, the best offense he's ever played on, the best team he's ever played on, and he's getting less coverage. I don't see why he shouldn't put up production. I think he'll be fine, but like I said, we're gonna see. Everybody gonna. It's a lot. It's a lot of question marks in this wide receiver room, man. We got Cedric Tillman. Uh, I guess we could just get into that topic now. We pretty much already been talking about
Yeah, for sure.
it.
Yeah.
But getting over onto it, you guys. So just wanted to update everybody with camp. So it looked like some of the camp reports have came back. Obviously, Elijah Moore, we touched on it a little bit, experienced a concussion. So he has been out. I think somebody else is out as well. Deontay Foreman, he also got had a scary situation at practice and got, I think, he got sent to the emergency, and then they had to put him in a helicopter. Yeah,
Yeah,
put him
it's a
in.
neck injury.
Man,
Yeah.
I was trying to say helicopter so bad. I'm just like the what? The helicopter. They put him in a helicopter, and he came back the next day. He was fine, so hopefully he good.
Yeah.
But Elijah Moore is more the bigger concern. Of course, him having them concussions and all that, but him not being there did open up some things we seen today. As of this recording on Sunday, we seen guys like David Bell getting really featured into the offense. Going and looking at camp, it's in this wide receiver room specifically. Who do you feel like is going to be on the outside looking in? And what's your personal opinion on camp? Do you really look into it or anything, or are you more looking at preseason games and waiting for that? And yeah, what's your take on that?
I've heard small things like into camp. I've seen videos. As far as the initial question about um the wide receiver position, I mean we already know Cooper definitely on the roster. Jerry Judy definitely making it. Elijah Moore is making it. They clearly want to develop Cedric Tillman, so he would have to literally fall on his face not to make the roster.
Nah,
So
he gonna make the roster. You know that.
you got Cedric Tillman. They just drafted Jamari Thrash, so they go try to get some out of him unless he just ass. They go try to get some out of him. That's five receivers right there. Think they probably want to keep like 6, 7 receivers, if that. So I heard David Bell was looking good in camp, but David Bell is a guy that just never really. I don't think David Bell is going to work here. Like long term, let's just keep it 100. I don't think he's going to work here. Like
Hey,
I really just don't
he
think he gonna
cool.
work here. Like
He
it was good.
cool.
We hiked him up, fourth round, third round pick. He
Whoa.
runs great routes, made all these plays in Purdue. But he's a smaller receiver. He's slower, can run routes. But I just don't think his calling is in Cleveland. Maybe somewhere else, but I don't think it's going to be here because, like, I don't know. Like right now, he will be a rotational piece. So like, and I don't know. Like, there's just better guys, like faster guys. Um, I know you like Darden a lot. Darden might make the roster and be a special teams guy. Prochet is technically a receiver. He plays special teams. Um, I feel like I'm really missing somebody else, but he might make it. He might not. I haven't really heard nothing about Mike
Jamari
Woods
Grash.
either though. So
You hear me,
he
Jamari
definitely.
Grash?
Yeah, I did mention Jamari Trash. They gonna
Jamari
keep him
Grash.
for sure because they just drafted him. So it all
Yeah,
depends on how many receivers they want to keep. If they want to keep six, he might have a chance. It just depends on how those other dudes is playing in camp. So it get a little sticky on that spot.
very interesting. How many receivers they kept last year? Like seven, I think.
Dang, I was just reading that. I think it was 6 or 7. It was definitely 6 or 7.
So who we got? We got Coop, Moore, Judy, Tillman, Thrash. That's five. Coop, Moore, Judy, Tillman, Thrash, David Bell. Who else? I think
Um,
David
they
Bell
got
is
Darden. They got Mike Woods.
Darden. Darden ain't gonna make the roster. Mike Wood's not gonna probably make it. David Bell probably gonna make it by the skin of his teeth, but I just don't see where we got the room to fit him into the offense. You got him behind guys like Elijah Moore, behind guys like even a really like a Jerry Judy. So I don't know where he'll fit, but I think he'll be able to. I think he's still a good wide receiver though. We really haven't seen too much from him. You know, he had good production at Purdue. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, broke a couple records there at Purdue. He was one of the
I
top
mean,
receivers in his draft. I think he got a little bit of potential. I don't know like that's what I just haven't seen him play enough. Like we ain't seen him. He's not put in situations and he's failing. He's just not even given an opportunity. So
yeah.
it's kind of tough to know how good he'll be. Like I mean, you could your big thing with Jerry Judy is when he came out, we expected him to be somebody, and he wasn't. But with David Bell, he ain't even been given an opportunity to even prove anything. So who knows? But with his size, his frame, I don't see him being a number one. So it might be something they might have to miss out on. But they got to figure this wide receiver out. But T. Higgins is coming up, so that might be a guy they target. But that's also another thing to think about when you think about Brandon Aiyuk. Would you rather have T. Higgins? Because if that's the case, you could probably get T. Higgins for free without trading your first, and could probably just sign T. Higgins and get an offensive lineman in the draft. So a lot of things to consider there. But they said
Yeah, I don't
Myers
know,
back in
man.
the round
T
too.
Higgins cool too though, but I don't know. I don't know who I'd rather have. I mean, they both good though. I like T Higgins though, and T Higgins chilling for real. Ayuk, he doing a lot about these 30 M's. So that's something to think about moving forward because he gonna want to get paid again. So
So you think he got an attitude problem?
I wouldn't say attitude problem because he just want to raise. He ain't no different than us, but he low key doing a lot though.
I
Like
think they I
he
think they did the same thing though, man. T. Higgins requested a trade. He
T
was saying
Higgins
he
not
on
walking
out.
around with his former college quarterback. You feel he not doing shit like that. He not on FaceTime with another quarterback. He's not studying Cleveland Browns film. He's not doing none of that shit. Like you feel me? So like he more chill about it and he went to camp. I mean Ayuk went to
Wait,
camp
what
too
Brandon
though, but
Aiyuk do, man? I ain't hear about this. That's
yeah, I mean,
crazy.
yeah, everybody know about the video. He was on FaceTime with Jay and Daniels talking about some. He's talking about some yeah, man, I'm hurting, I'm crying, but I'm hurt inside or some shit like that. But he talking about they said they didn't want him. So that was the video there. Then he had the moment where he was posting on TikTok that he was watching Commander's film. And then he keep hanging around with Jaden Daniels. He was at the podcast on the pivot with Ryan Clark. Just weird shit. Like that's not what you supposed to be out here doing. You feel me? So like he's doing a lot, and just off that, I would have traded his ass. I don't understand why the 49ers even still got him around. He would have been gone. Like you're not about to keep
Hey,
doing
I
all
don't get
this.
why they still got him though. Like y'all not using him. Like he's just like y'all know what y'all know what y'all gonna get for him. I don't still like it's obvious they gonna get a first, maybe another other pick. Like I don't get why y'all still got him around. Y'all just wasting the mad time. I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense though if you want to sabotage another team and then he got to get acclimated into the offense and all that.
No, he went to camp though. He went to camp. He had no.
But
I mean, bro, this nigga ain't. He not rich. I mean, he
I
rich
don't
though,
think he
but
went to camp, bro.
No, he went to
I,
camp. He reported to
I
camp,
don't
bro.
think he went to.
He for
I don't
sure
think.
reported to camp.
Let me look, bro.
He
I
definitely went to
swear.
camp, bro.
I thought I saw a video of him in like a hoodie, like hiding, like trying to not show that he was at the camp, dapping up the coach. Hold on. Did Brandon? Let's look this up. Cause I swear he ain't there. Cause they would have been like, can he sign on the franchise tag?
You know, you think he signed it? He think he'll sign
But
that?
I feel like if he gonna go to camp, he would have just signed the franchise tag.
No, he not. His contract not up though, bro. Like he just trying to get the extension. This is last year of his deal. So like the franchise tag not even in play. He just
Oh,
trying to
you
get
right.
paid, and they trying to pay him. I think they offered him 26, bro. He just don't want it. He want that 30.
No, you right. He did report. I see it.
He did go to camp though, man. He ain't got no choice, bro. He can't just sit out.
I know.
You feel me? He can't just
That's
sit out.
interesting though.
Then he ain't
I,
gonna get. Then he really ain't gonna get no bread.
I didn't realize that he wasn't in his last year already. He entering his last year. He is doing a lot because T Higgins' contract is up. T Higgins is on the franchise tag.
T. Higgins, is he on the franchise tag?
Hmm. I think they franchise tagged him, and then that's when he requested a trade because they franchise tagged him, and they can't franchise tag him next year because it's gonna be double. So that's why he gonna walk. So yeah,
Yeah.
he was on the franchise tag. Makes sense. But I don't know how you feel about we big on defensive linemen over here. How you feel about Michael Hall? They came out. It was a not a rumor, but a report. Zadarius said he reminds him of Aaron Donald. Real
That's good to
interesting.
hear. That's good to hear. I mean, just
Don't
saying.
tell me that.
That's good to hear. And
Don't tell
Donald,
me that.
no, I think Michael Hall will be straight. I think we was talking about it because the one dude Tomlinson, he having surgery. So I think Michael Hall the one getting them reps. He got to step up, and we just gonna see, man. I know he had like a little. He was good at O State for sure, but it was questions about. They say he was a little inconsistent, and he is smaller for a D lineman though. But
They
I
love
heard he
these
been
small
looking
D
good.
linemen. Bro.
You said what?
I said they love these small D linemen. That's kind of they build. Like I'm starting to realize they go for like the more athletic,
Yeah,
twitchier D linemen than the big boys. But they got our kid just sitting over there getting paid. We ain't seen
yeah,
him
for
play
sure.
yet. Forgot about
Yeah.
him, but we talk about David Bell today. So
I mean, he just might be he might be trash. He ain't getting he trash. He must be trash at this point. He huge. He too big to be that trash though. I'm just saying though. Like he be huge. But Michael Hall though, man, I think he could
yeah.
definitely go be a difference maker. He was our top pick this year by default because we ain't had no number one. So we definitely want to see him
We
succeed. And
don't
I
even talk
think that,
about him.
huh?
Like I said, nobody don't even talk about him. He was our top pick. That's the crazy
He
part.
was. Yeah,
Nobody don't even bring him up. We forgot he was even on the team. That's
I ain't
crazy.
forget. I ain't forget. But I feel like he gonna be straight though, man. Like if he could just develop, I feel like he'd be a crucial part of the defense. This defense already good, so we
I'm
can
not
use
familiar with
him.
this game. I gotta watch some film.
Uh, yeah, he a dog though. He was good at O
He's a
State for
pass
sure.
rusher, ain't he?
Yeah, but yeah, D tackle though. Be he definitely get back there. So
But yeah, speaking of pass rushers, looking over at this division here, you got the AFC North, the best division in football. How do you feel about the North? Where do you feel like these teams rank, and who do you think is the biggest threat to win the North to the Cleveland Browns?
all right, so here's how I feel. So the AFC North at the moment, despite Nick Chubb injury, is looking pretty healthy. Uh, Definitely a hard division. The team that I feel like so you got us, and then you got the Ravens. So I feel like the Ravens is like the biggest threat because they got Lamar. You know they got all their pieces. They just keep getting better. They keep adding more pieces. They just added Derrick Henry. They got Kyle Hamilton on defense. He's a top safety in the league, and he only been in the league for like 2 years. I remember he got
Yeah.
drafted. The Ravens, they just know how to win. They got a winning culture. They've been doing this winning stuff, and we just seem to have a problem with the Ravens. Like we did beat them last year once, um, but we just have an issue with the Ravens. So like That's the number one priority. The Ravens. We need to beat the Ravens. The Steelers. So obviously the Bengals recently been having more success than the Steelers, but the Steelers just give us problems to their rival, and they know how to win, and they just outcoach us every time we play. So like I feel like the Steelers rank number two, especially since they just got Russell Wilson. Cause you guys look at it, last year they made the playoffs with Kenny Pickett. They had Kenny Pickett at QB. They got what's his name, Najee Harris running like he wearing jeans. You feel me?
Bro, you said the
And
Steelers is where?
I would say this. I'm not ranking like I'm not saying they better than us, but they're like the second biggest threat to
I
me.
heard what you said. You said they two.
They're the biggest threat to us. Yeah, the second
Uh,
biggest threat to us because, bro, they be
you
beating us number one.
disrespectful.
No, I'm serious, bro. They just got Russ. They already made the playoffs with limited talent, bro. So they getting players back. They getting T.J. Watt back. They getting Micah Fitzpatrick back. And the defense was decent last year. And they, like I said, you got to upgrade that quarterback. So the only thing is they down a receiver because they don't got Deontay Johnson. But just off the strength that they also know how to win. They have winning culture. They have good coaching over there. They're realistically a bigger threat than the Bengals, who I would say is our third threat. The Bengals, I feel like the Bengals, we already know we handle business against the Bengals. We just ain't seeing them in the playoffs.
That's a
But
hot
every
take.
time we see the Bengals, we handle business. There'll be no problem, you know? So I think we could beat the Bengals. I think the Bengals are overrated. Obviously,
That's
they've
a
had
hot
success in the
take.
past, but we can beat the Bengals. So,
Hey,
like,
they about to be mad at you.
yeah, like,
Ooh,
they
that's
got
crazy.
talent over there. You know, they got T. Higgins. They got Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase. I never really tell people this. I'm really not a fan of Jamar Chase either. He's good though. It's not a Jerry Judy situation. He's good. He's actually a good player. I just ain't really. I think he's a little overrated too, and he just talk too much shit. He's too cocky, too arrogant. So that's why I don't really rock with Jamar Chase. But I just feel like they down a running back too. I don't know who they running back go be. They don't got Joe Mixon no more.
Chase Brown and bro from the Colts. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't even know. So that mean I ain't even
But you
got
know
nothing
who
to
I'm
even
talking
be
about.
worried
He
about.
decent. Zach Moss.
Zach Moss, oh, he was decent with the
He
Colts
decent.
last year. I ain't worried about the Bengals though, man. But the Browns, I feel like overall, where the Browns fit in at, I feel like I feel like on paper and realistically, we should be at the top. Front from defense to offense, we have the best team as far as upside on in the league, or at least top three in the league. But in the division, I think it's higher than the Ravens, man. But I wouldn't be mad if people put us at number two if you want to put the bias aside, because the Ravens have been having success. The Ravens have been making the playoffs consistently. They got Lamar Jackson reigning MVP, and they just made it to the third round. What was that? The division championship
Man,
game?
they won a game, but yeah, they won one game, but yeah,
No, they made it to the division, and they lost. They
yeah,
didn't
but
go to the bowl
they
though.
won one playoff game though.
Oh yeah, they had
They,
a bye. Yeah, they had a
yeah,
bye.
they ain't win two playoff games in a row.
I mean, having a bye is good
Yes.
though. Everybody don't get blessed with a bye week, so I can't really take that away from them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Me personally, I feel like that the Browns is, as far as who is the biggest threat, I would want to say it's the Baltimore Ravens. I think you crazy saying that the Bengals is third. We got to remember, man, it's Joe Burrow, literally 2 hours, 3 hours away from our stadium, playing for the Cincinnati Bengals.
That ain't been
Uh,
no problem though.
it's Joe Burrow. I would rather play the Pittsburgh Steelers than I would play the Cincinnati Bengals. That don't even. That's not even. I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers, due to situations, have been competitive with the Browns. But if you really sit back and look at it, the last two seasons, especially, um, the Browns has been a better team than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have these weird games where they lose in Pittsburgh. With the Ravens, the Ravens haven't really had that much success compared to with Baker than with Deshaun. They haven't swept the Browns. The Browns haven't been swept by a AFC division team in a while. So I don't think the history of how, like, how the
Nah,
Browns is usually always the last. I don't think that's still kind of playing to effect. I think it's a new culture. I think it's a new day. So I don't want to go off the same respect that we give Pittsburgh. So I think Pittsburgh is last. I think they're gonna end up benching Russell Wilson. I think Justin Fields will end up starting and being a quarterback. I think Justin Fields will probably end
whoa.
up getting another deal, at least a 1 or 2 year deal with them. Definitely, I think he'll
I
end
don't
up.
think that's happening, bro. Russell Wilson is not a bum.
Man, that's cool. But we
Like
got to
Russell
think.
Wilson, Russell Wilson is a good quarterback, bro. Like look at the stats, look at the film. He's a good quarterback, bro. He's still a good quarterback. He probably like scratching the surface of number 10. Like honestly, he still got
Hey,
it. He's not the
hey,
same Russ, but he still
hey. I'm gonna
he
go off on a
still can
limb.
lead your team somewhere, bro. It's just the Broncos was trash.
I'd rather have Justin Fields right now today.
Crazy. Justin Fields is garbage. Justin Fields is garbage. Justin Fields, they had him returning kicks. If he was some good, he wouldn't be returning kicks, bro. Justin Fields he's a black Marcus Mariota. That's it. He's trash. He's trash.
Hey
He's not
man,
if he takes Russell Wilson's spot, that means Russ is trash. Like seriously. They both
hey
trash at that
man.
point. Because Justin Fields is garbage, bro. It's a reason why Justin Fields on the market this
Through
offseason
hell
and teams
and
is
high
not
water.
tapping in.
I'm
This
telling
dude
you.
went for a 6th round pick, bro.
He's not gonna last past week 10. I'm telling you, man. It could be injury, it could be conspiracy, it could be whatever you want to
Conspiracy?
call it. Justin Fields is gonna be a starter before at least week 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when Russ gets healthy, Tomlin is gonna bench him, and it's gonna be all she wrote for us. He gonna have to hang that shit up, man. Go be with the kids, be a stepdaddy. You gonna have to hang that shit up. Like,
So you
hey, y'all
think
say what
Russell
y'all
Wilson is trash, bro?
say what y'all want about my quarterback. He ain't no stepdaddy, man. You can do what you and, Pittsburgh got some things to worry about over there. I don't think that's something Justin Fields will do. So, but all jokes. But I don't know, man. I think Pittsburgh they got three good offensive weapons there. Jalen Warren, George Pickens, Fryermuth. I think those are all great pieces. You got a defense led by T.J. Watt, Mika. I think they're a good team. They're gonna win about 9 games this year. I just don't think that they are too big of a concern compared to the Cincinnati Bengals. If you look at the Bengals, though, they do got a lot of concerns as far as on the defensive side. I think the Bengals is gonna be a far more inconsistent team than people may realize about them. I think they always been an inconsistent team, but they get bailed out by their defense sometimes. I think with them having a worse defense, I think they're gonna probably be about 10 games this year. I think they'll be better than Pittsburgh though. I think it's gonna be us in Baltimore. You look at the Baltimore Ravens. They lost a guy like Patrick Queen, who just got ranked as a top 5 linebacker. That's BS, by the way. He's trash. And then you got Lamar Jackson reigning MVP. You got Jim Harbaugh. You got that great Ravens organization. Keontae Mitchell, Derrick Henry. I think we're gonna be right back and forth. They're mano a mano with Baltimore. But I think this Cleveland Browns roster, from top to bottom, is the best roster in this division. If you look at it defensively wise, they'll say the Ravens may have been a better defense last year. I call BS. If you put the Ravens defense in the same scenarios that the Browns defense was getting put into last year, they're getting fried. Give the Browns defense Lamar Jackson to be the quarterback on the other side of football, and this is if not one of the greatest defenses in the last 20 years statistically across the board. So if you look at any game when the Browns defense got good quarterback play, they were always the top ranked, if not the best defense in the league. So having that bringing over into the second year, you got the offense. Not only do you got the best defense in the division, you got the best running back in the division. And you have one of the best, if not the best, tight end in the division. You got David Njoku climbing. Mark Andrews coming off of injury. He could contest as being the best tight end in the room. But they got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That's what the Bengals have. I think this Browns roster really comes down to the play of the quarterback. You look at it offensive. The Browns have a better wide receiver room than the Ravens. They have a better wide receiver room than the Steelers, not the Bengals. They have a better running back room than the Bengals. They have a better running back room than everybody, actually, when you really think about it. But you could compare what the Pittsburgh got with Najee and Jalen Warren as maybe as one of the better back rooms in the division. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to Deshaun Watson if he can compete with those other top tier quarterbacks. Because if he's able to go mano with Lamar Jackson, that's when the defense comes into the effect as an unfair advantage for him. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I think all these teams probably gonna win about 9 games. I don't see no reason for nobody to fall off. But yeah, I do think Justin Fields is gonna end up being the starter before the season go in. Uh, I do think the Bengals can have some little bit of regression here. I don't think they ready for the defense setback that they're gonna have. Like they done lost guys like Jesse Bates, Trey Henderson. I hope I said his name wrong. I don't have her name right. Ain't it Henderson or
Yeah, I think so.
Hendrickson?
Yeah, yeah,
And
one of the two.
one of the other. But he requested a trade too. That's their best defensive player. They lost DJ Reader to the Lions. He was a dog. So I don't know, man. I think this defense is gonna be sweet. I think their corners is gonna be getting cooked. They got Cam Taylor Britt out there. He was getting fried last year by Coop. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the Bengals' weakness. I think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T Higgins, they all gonna have great years though. And I think they're gonna all put up good numbers, but it's gonna be on their defense. So we shall see, man. It's gonna be an interesting division. I think everybody gonna win about 10 games. So we're gonna
I
see.
don't think everybody will win about 9, 10 games, man. I feel like
Think
I do
so?
agree. I feel like the Bengals are going to be the ones to fall off because they don't got a running back. But even though they never really been a run heavy team, they kind of questionable at running back. Their defense never really been anything to talk about. So and then you still got to see how Joe Burrow do coming back. I'm not saying Joe Burrow is scrub though, but
Yeah, we
we got
ain't.
to see how he is coming back.
He is coming off the
Um,
injury. His injury is just as pretty much not as serious as Nick Chubb, but they saying his wrist might not ever be the same. So something
yeah.
to look out for.
But yeah, man, I just can't agree with that Justin Fields, Russell Wilson shit. I can't agree with that, bro. Like Russ gets too much slander, bro. Like Russ gets too much
Man,
slander, bro.
I
Like I
seen
don't,
the videos. Justin Fields look good. His footwork is better. He look calmer in the pocket.
dude is
I
trash,
don't
bro.
know.
The only way he gonna start is for injuries, or unless Russ is just stinking it up. And career wise, Russ never just stunk it up. Like
He gonna get hurt. Russ gonna have a bad 2 week injury. It's gonna be all she wrote. Justin Fields gonna have like 100 rushing yards, 250 in the air, and a dub, and they gonna be on. Oh my God, he's the next Lamar. And then
that sounds insane, bro. That sounds fucking crazy to say, bro. Justin
we was
Fields is trash, bro.
bro. We was just saying it last year though. You acting like he wasn't doing that last year,
I
man.
ain't never
He
been
was
on a
running for
Justin.
100 yards.
I never been on a Justin Fields train. He had MVP conversation hype last year, and I was telling people like that shit's not happening. That shit was not happening, Brett. It did not happen, bro. So I refuse to think Justin Fields is about to be anything.
I think
I
Justin
refuse,
Fields is.
bro. Like
I think he a top 20 quarterback, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
about 20.
I think he a starter at least though. He might not be better than Russell Wilson, but I think he a
If he was
starter.
good, somebody would have traded for him, bro. He got traded for a 6 round pick. That tells a lot. These teams know he
You
not
know what I'm
good,
about to
bro.
say?
These
You
teams know
know,
he's not good, bro.
I know another quarterback that got traded for a 6 round pick.
Ooh,
That got it. I know. I'm not gonna say his name, but I just know another quarterback that got traded for a 6 round pick, and he a top 20 quarterback. So that's all I'm gonna say. So
you talking about Baker? Oh, you talking about Baker?
yeah. I mean, Baker a top 20 quarterback.
We ain't gonna talk about Baker. We ain't even
Baker
gonna talk
top 20
about Baker.
quarterback. I
We ain't
mean,
even gonna talk about Baker.
I mean,
Baker,
he
he
is a
having
top
this
20
little.
quarterback though. Like I don't know, bro. I don't think that means nothing.
I keep
You know what
telling,
I mean?
bro. Remember what I
I
told you.
don't
Remember what I told you,
know.
bro. This is Baker. Baker Mayfield is having a Ryan Tannehill moment. He about to revive his career for 3 years. He about to be shit. That's how it goes, bro. He's the next one to do it. He's the next one to do it.
Hey
I promise
man,
you, bro. Like I've been seeing it happen too many times, bro.
let me think of a like Justin Fields can be better than Derek Carr right now.
I mean, Derek Carr ass too. If we being 100,
Exactly.
he trash too.
Exactly. All right, let me I'm not gonna say Tua, that's crazy. I'm not gonna say he could start on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Long story short is what I'm trying to say. Long story short, he'd be an upgrade over Kenny Pickett for sure.
I
He's
mean,
he better than Jacoby Brissett. We were just talking about Jacoby Brissett. Better than Jacoby Brissett. He is starting on the Patriots for sure.
I mean, he probably should because he's
He's starting
younger.
the Panthers for sure.
No, he not over. He not starting over Bryce Young. Bryce Young gonna be cool this year, bro. Bryce Young, I don't know what happened. He had a great first game, and it was just downhill from there. He got the intangibles, bro. He got the intangibles. He got the fundamentals, bro. He's a smart dude. I feel like he gonna do better this year, but that's a topic for another day.
Man, me
We,
and Bryce Young the
but
same size, man.
I think
Bryce
that
Young.
Bryce Young gonna be nice though.
You know who I'm home? I'm home on Jaden Daniels.
Jaden
I'm
Daniels.
more on hot on Daniels than I am on Caleb Williams. People gonna call me crazy for that. But I'm high on Jaden Daniels. The same way I was high on like last season. I'm low key getting good with these quarterbacks. Like I was high on Richardson and CJ Stroud. I was cool on Bryce Young. I'm still high on Anthony Richardson. I think Richardson got a I think he could be a top 10 quarterback this season.
Yeah, I like
I'm
Richardson.
on
That was my
CJ
guy
Stroud.
coming out the draft last year for sure. I was sorry he got hurt.
Yeah, I would have took CJ Richardson. I would have took Richardson on the Browns all day of the week. But that's what I'm saying. Like people that be mad about the trade, all these quarterbacks been drafted top 5, so I don't ever see when we was gonna ever have the ability to even get a quarterback. So like, but
Yeah.
getting into the thick of things here, wrapping everything up, we got last but not least, of course, my man Jarrett Allen got paid. Jarrett
Man.
Allen got paid. When I seen this, when I say I stopped what I was doing immediately. Immediately. I was like, man, maybe it's a trade coming or something, yo. That's why I was like, maybe it's a trade coming, because, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go first, of course. But what's your opinion on this Jared Allen news, man? Him signing this deal.
So yeah, Jarrett Allen, he got a 3-year, $91 million extension. So it will guarantee him 131 mil over the next 5 seasons, which is not bad. You know, honestly, for Jarrett Allen, it's not bad. You feel me? But it just makes things more confusing because we just extended Don, and then now everybody is wondering like, okay, what's next? You gonna trade Jarrett Allen or you gonna trade Garland? We keep talking about one of them got to go. We keep talking about in this episode or these episodes, shall I say, how eventually we probably should trade Jared Allen so F Mobley can put his big boy pants on and play center. So now that you just paid him this bread, it's like, what's really going on here? Is this supposed to be a piece moving forward, or what? Or are you gonna actually trade Garland instead? Somebody got to go, and I think even with Allen getting this bread, I don't think it's going to do anything to hurt him from getting traded. I don't think nobody's going to be like, "Oh, I'm not traded for Jared Allen because he got this crazy contract." I don't think it will be that way. Um, but it obviously lets us know they're not trying to trade him right now. So it just makes things confusing. I personally, even though we talk about Jared Allen on the episode, yeah, he may not be able to really stretch the floor and stuff, but he do play defense. He do grab boards and he do a little bit of scoring in the paint. He's like a traditional center.
He
He's
definitely
not
solid.
going, yeah, he's a traditional center, but um, I I don't know if it's good for Evan Mobley's development and future for Allen to keep playing center. That's really all it is. It just makes things confusing, man. Cause like I don't know, like I personally would prefer to trade Garland anyway, just because I just don't think Garland is good. I don't. I mean, he's decent. I just don't think he's the guy.
Did you
So
have this opinion on him before this season?
I got a video out on my channel. I said he was trash his rookie year, but then he fooled me, and I said he was decent. I said he was good when he actually started getting better, but
He was
uh,
trash his rookie year. I mean,
he was trash. He was garbage, bro. He's back on the same shit. It's just not as bad.
man, what I will say though, we got to just. I mean, me personally, I got to just stop lying to myself about what they're doing here. It's clear as day. They signed Garland to a max extension. They signed Don to a max extension. They signed Evan Mobley to a max extension. They signed Jared Allen to a max extension. Why am I lying to myself? Like, what's wrong? Why am I lying to myself? It's clear as day what's going on. They running it back. They feel
Yeah,
like They feel like JB Biggerstaff was the sole reason why they are not better than the Boston Celtics. Is that what you're trying to lie to your fans and tell them? That JB Biggerstaff is the sole reasoning we did that stupid shit that we did in the playoffs. That's the reason. We're gonna blame everything on him. Like, we're not gonna look at the Knicks game. We're not gonna look at all the constant times that we just folded in tough, close situations on the road. We're gonna blame all that on coaching. And not only is we blaming that on coaching, but the solution is Kenny Atkins? Like, I'm not understanding that. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We acting like this some fun, like we getting Greg Popovich or some shit. Oh yeah, man, we
No,
got
for
Kenny
real
Atkins.
though.
We got Kenny Atkins. He gonna fix everything, and he gonna get the offense back rolling. He gonna have Evan Mobley shooting the ball. And, like, bro, come on, bro. Like, is we serious? Like, is that really what we still really lying to ourselves about Kenny Atkins right now? Like, he wasn't the coach with Kyrie, James Harden, and KD. What did they win? What did they do? Where did they go? They didn't go nowhere. We gonna blame it on
Yeah.
injuries. What results did he get? They wasn't the one seed. They wasn't. What results did he get? They got beat by a team we trying to beat at a worse version of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not understanding it. I'm not getting it. How is he gonna? What gap is he gonna close? Like, is we're going to be able to take them to game 6 now because of coaching? The coaching advantage wasn't that crazy of a difference, especially in basketball. Like, coaching is not that crazy of a difference, at least in my opinion, to take a team from being where the Boston Celtics is playing at to where the Cleveland Cavaliers is playing at. They got guys on that team that I don't like, but they can hoop. They got Derek White. They got Drew Holiday. They got Jaylen Brown. They got Al Horford. They got uh Porzingis. They got dudes. They could just
They got
throw a
yeah,
dude out there.
they got a squad.
They could just throw a dude out there. Like, we don't got that, bro. They throw, all right, we throw Don, they throw Tatum. Then boom, they throw, oh yeah, we got Derek White. We gonna come with Karis LeVert. We gonna like, bro, come on, bro. Like, we gotta do something with the roster. Like, maybe they want to push it down a year and just develop and be good for a couple seasons. But I'm just not understanding where is this taking this team from being, I'm not gonna say mediocre, but being the Baltimore Ravens, being a good regular season team and not succeeding in the playoffs. What is that gap that's gonna get this team over the hump to make it to like an Eastern Conference Finals? Because at the end of the day, Trae Young already did that. The Hawks went to the finals. The Knicks could have went. I mean, to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks was able to be able almost to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers did it. So
Yeah.
why is this Cavs team? What's the difference between this Cavs team and the Pacers? On roster, it's no difference. They got a little bit more guys, but at the end of the day, they still got to be able to bring more talent in on this team. Even if you want to trick me into believing in this starting lineup that's not working, who off the bench are we going to bring in that's going to be able to help this team be a better team than what they was last year? I don't see us bringing in nobody like that. We haven't made no signings like that. So it just seems like they just want to run it back and then attack another offseason in a year. And but on Jarrett Allen's aspect, it's not a bad deal. Him as a player, I like. Him as a center, I like. Him on his roster, I don't like. He don't fit with Evan Mobley, and I think that's really the thing. Now you can try to, and I could get down with moving Don to the one and shipping Garland out and bringing in another guy. I could buy into that. But having Garland and Don and Allen and Mobley, it's too much getting took away from each other. Allen is a exact, takeaway from Evan Mobley's production, his scoring opportunities, his rebounding, everything across the board. So I just want to understand what Kobe. We need to get Kobe up out of here, but wait, that's another video for another day. But I just want to understand what's the direction they going in as a franchise, because it seems very meh. Like, that's what it seems. It seems like a meh year. We about to have a meh season. We gonna probably win 50 games and lose in the first round, and then somebody gonna be like, okay, well, we got to fire the coach again. Like, nah, bro. It's the GM. And then when the GM gets fired, the coach gonna get fired anyway. So I'm just not understanding what we're doing. But as far as the contract, it's a good deal. I just don't think it's the right team to make that deal. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's spot on, man. Like I ain't expect them to run it complete. Like they're literally running it back. They didn't
This is
bring
crazy.
nobody along. Like
This is crazy. Like, are we a college team? Like, this is crazy.
yeah,
Like,
like even teams that are good, like they still make changes. So like it's just crazy that we not making none. Like we really don't got no defenders for real. Like outside of bigs, we don't really have no defenders. We don't have consistency off the bench. We don't have a backup center. We don't have a point guard that can put his big pants on. You feel me? We don't. We lacking a lot. You feel me? So see them running completely back is insane, and it's going to be a rude awakening next season if nobody steps up because basically they're banking on the upside of Evan Mobley and they're banking on the upside of Garland, and I feel like really they banking more so on the upside of Evan Mobley because Kenny Atkinson, even though he's not God himself or shit like that, but Kenny Jackson does have a history of working with bigs and bringing potential out of them. So I feel like that's probably why they went with Kenny Jackson. So because Don go be Don regardless, but Evan Mobley can use that work. So it's interesting though, man. But they definitely not serious about winning no rings, and it's not
they're
surprising to
not
see.
serious about winning on
They're
team,
not
bro.
serious, bro. If they were serious, we would have been trying to get fucking Paul George. We would have been in actual conversations for some real stuff. Even you didn't even got to go crazy and get a start, but like it was
Man, they
decent
could have
players
went
out
and
there that
got
could have
like
helped this team. It was decent players out there that could have helped this team, bro.
I could name like they could have got the dude. What's bro name? Like Ty Jones. You know what I'm talking about? Light skinned dude that used to play for the
Yes.
Grizzlies. He could have been a great backup. I think he on Washington now. They could have easily went and
No,
got
no,
him.
he just went to the Suns. He just got signed to the Suns. They could have
Yeah,
got him.
that's a good pickup. Like we could have
Yeah.
got him. That's a good pickup. You know, we could have grabbed like where's the going to get a Amon Shumpert, a J.R. Smith, a Timothy Mozgov? Why don't we have a backup center? But we got two centers that's been injured every season. I'm
Yeah.
not understanding that. Why don't we have a facilitator that comes off the bench that doesn't turn the ball over? And when Darius Garland gets to turning the ball over, we take Don out of the scoring role and put him into a role where he now has to facilitate, score. Like we got to take stuff off of him. Everything can't be on Donovan Mitchell, and we're pretty much running him into the dirt and running his prime into the dirt because it's about to be another season of him putting everything on his back and losing and complaining about it. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
They doing my boy
It's gonna be
dirty.
interesting.
No,
And y'all
for
gonna be
sure.
saying that you're gonna be saying the same thing. Free Don, he gonna be mad. He gonna be even more mad. Year two around, he gonna be real mad. That money not
I,
gonna save him.
I don't know why he resigned, man. Like I ain't gonna fake.
He should.
I thought they was
That's
gonna
what we
get him
really
out of
should be
there.
talking about. That's really what we should be talking about. He should not have signed this deal.
He
Like you gotta
should.
think. Well, you put yourself in this situation with the Cavs for what? You're gonna be stuck in the same situation for the next probably the next two seasons, at least the next season. Now you're not about to compete for a ring. You're not. You damn near doing a Damian Lillard. And in reality, you're not competing for a ring. You know you're not competing for a ring. So what you about to go for another 30-point per game MVP type season and then complain and post a cryptic ass tweet at the end of the year like everybody else do, but still collect your paycheck? Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know. Like he could have went to New York. He was gonna have to see Boston if he was gonna go to New York. Now, I don't think Don running from anything. I'm obviously just playing, but it is interesting though. It is interesting. But
No,
yeah,
for
man.
sure.
Any
All
other
right,
final
man.
comments?
I think that's gonna wrap it up, man. For sure. I think we touched on everything, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. It's episode 4. We definitely be back with episode 5 next week. Just go ahead and check out our Instagram page, Pip Sports, not Pip Sports. Well, check that out too. But down to 216 we on Instagram. It's gonna be in the link. Gonna be in the description, man. Shoot us a sub, and we got more content coming out next week and throughout the
Hey
week. So just stay
man.
tuned.
Hey man, preseason Saturday, man. Y'all better be ready. Sunday, video coming. We gonna talk about it. You know, so we gonna see if they end up playing. We gonna talk about the preseason. I mean, we ain't gonna have a chance to touch on it, but obviously we don't know who gonna play in the preseason yet, so we ain't really going to it in this video.
Right.
So after the game, we gonna give you guys, our breakdown. Make sure you following us and hitting the damn like button. And appreciate you guys.
For sure. Yeah.
Peace.